The thing is that I have shared all the videos, the recorded videos, and also your materials in that Google Classroom. The thing is that unwanted PUBG and all, you people just delete it, uninstall it, and then install this Google Classroom.
എന്റെ ഫോണിൽ
Yes,
പബ്ജി
how
ഒന്നുമില്ല.
can we
His phone is
et
Samsung.
cetera, et
There
cetera.
is no space, no PUBG, no game.
ആ 3-4 വർഷം പഴക്കമുള്ള ഫോണാ വെച്ചാ
Somehow you have to make some space and download the Classroom because
പബ്ജി പോയിട്ട് ഹിൽ
all
ക്ലൈംബ്
this
കയറ്റാൻ പറ്റുമോ നോക്കട്ടെ.
Teacher, how
now
we
do
can
not download all those.
ടീച്ചറെ എനിക്കൊരു ഫോൺ മേടിച്ചിട്ട് 5 മരണ
Yes, the only thing is that
Yes.
download the Classroom.
അതാ പ്രശ്നം.
Okay, else let me see if some other way is there.
ടീച്ചർ ആ നോട്ടെല്ലാം മറ്റേ യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനൽ അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്താൽ പോരെ?
When we are uploading in the
നോട്ട്
YouTube
യൂട്യൂബിലോ?
channel, all your conversations, everything will be on YouTube. All this are being recorded, right?
ആ
അത് പ്രശ്നമില്ല ടീച്ചറെ.
Okay, then if you're fine, then it's fine.
We have no problem.
Okay, then I'll.
ഓക്കെ.
So for today's session, let's have a quick recap of the whole module since you people said that I was quite fast. You people did not grasp something. Shall we have a quick revision?
Yes.
Okay.
യെസ്.
If you have any doubt, do stop me at that moment itself and do ask the question.
Okay, okay.
So hope you people are able to see this PPT clearly.
യെസ് മിസ്.
And also I have shared you the same thing. Hope everyone went through those. So let's get started. In this module, what we discussed was about the management concept. The basic introduction to the management was being discussed in this chapter. So the contents which we discussed include the definition, whether management is a science or art, then the importance of management, its characteristics, then the three levels of management, then the functions of management, managerial roles, then the internal and external environment, then the different perspectives, and finally we discussed about the competitive advantage and also the challenges to management. So this is a quite brief means contents about the first module. So where we started was that how the management grew, how the management has evolved. So in the first section itself, I had explained you that management was there or it was present in our day-to-day activities. So it has evolved day by day, time by time, and has attained the present structure. So the evolution of management generally or basically took up during the time of Industrial Revolution, that was in the later 1750. Only after that, the present structure or the present construct of the management came into existence. Apart from those, from the earlier days itself, many countries have contributed to the formation of management or these to build the structure of management. So Egypt has contributed its pyramidical structure. China has given its civilization and diverse cultural activities and the civilization to management. Then India has given its trade and its organization. Then Greece has given the documentation of management. Then Rome has given, since Rome is quite famous with its craft and tradition, they have contributed the craft aspects of the management. So there are many other countries who have contributed to the management and for its formation and for its construct. But we are just taking few of the countries, and these are the countries which have helped in the evolution of management and those who have helped to build the structure as it is now. So then moving on, what we can say is that what management is, to understand what the
മിസ്
yeah.
അമർനാഥിൽ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നതാണോ പറയുന്നത്?
Just a sec.
ഓക്കെ.
Just ask Amarnath to give the request.
ഓക്കെ.
Okay. So now moving on to the management, the definition or the simpler concept of management, we can say that this discipline has attracted the attention of academicians and the practitioners to a very great extent, which means that even the academicians and the practitioners are all attracted towards this. All kind of people are attracted towards this, and everyone do follow management in their day-to-day life. So the thing is that we can say that management is a multidisciplinary concept, which means that it is present in all the disciplines, all in all the subject, and also at the same time it has taken contributions or it has received help or contribution from different subjects. For example, from economics also it has taken a part, in sociology, psychology, anthropology, history, statistics, and in every field, from whether from it's from the engineering field, medicine field, they all have means from all these fields they have taken a contribution, and also at the same time this management has given contributions to all these fields. So it is an interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary uh, feature, or it is a thing which is present in all the fields and areas. Then we moved on to the definition, and the definition was given by Dalton. According to him, he defined management for conceptual, theoretical, and analytical purposes as that process by which managers create, direct, maintain, and operate purposive organization through systematic, coordinated, cooperative human action. That's what the definition of Dalton is, which means that through the effort of people in the organization, by organizing it, by taking the help of the concepts, the theories, and also doing critical analysis, this management is being done. So this is what the process of management is about. That's what Dalton says. But Harold Kuhns have presented or put up a simpler definition. According to Kuhns, it is the art of getting things done through and with the people in formally organized groups, which means that it is the art, which means that it is the skill of doing or the knowledge of doing some things with the help of some organized groups, with the help of some systemized groups. That's what Harold Kuhn says. So these are the two major definitions given by uh, Dalton and Harold Kuhn. Then we moved on to the concept of whether management is a science or an art. Till there, is it clear to you? Hope no doubts.
No doubt.
Okay. Then we moved on to the topic that whether management is a science or an art. So we have discussed that um, management, or sorry, we have already discussed that science is about facts and theories, whereas art is about knowledge and skills. So when we take into consideration of management, you can see that management is not just about knowledge and skills, but it also has some facts and so we can conclude that it is an amalgam or combination of both science as well as and art. So science provides knowledge and art deals with its application of knowledge and skills. This is what management is as a science or an art, which means that management is both science as well as an art. We can say that management is art because it has some practical knowledge. Then, of course, it needs some personal skills. The thing is that uh, our skills are being put into management, our creativity is put into management, then our perfection through practice is there. Then we do follow, we keep a goal and we always try to achieve it. So these are the parts or the aspects of art. So we can say that management is art. But at the same time, when you study further, you can understand that this management has some concept, there are some theories, there are some practice, then there are some organized knowledge, then principles are there, some laws and all are there. So it means that management is also science. So as a conclusion, we can say that management is both science as well as an art. This is what it means. Hope it is clear to you.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Then we moved on to the significance. Significance in the sense that its importance and need. So we started with that it helps in achieving group goals. We do know that organization is always based on group goals, not the individual. So, uh, if a proper management is there, it will help us to achieve group goals. As if proper management is not there, each individual will be having his or her own goal. The thing is that sometimes, if I'm working in an ABC organization, and if my goal is to get some financial benefits, so I'll be working for it. The organizational goal won't be there in my mind. But if there is a proper management, of course, they will be able to inculcate in me that this is the organization's achievement target, this is the goal. So definitely, I will be working. So a good, successful management will drive its employees to work for the group goals that is the organization. That is the first significance of management. That is the need for the management. Then the second thing is about the optimum utilization of resources. There are many resources which are available in this planet. What resources to use, what not to use, and efficient management can really take us. And also the thing is that if there is any idle resource, the thing is that if any machinery is not used, if it is a good management, they will always think that yeah, how to utilize or how to use that machinery as well without wasting it. So this is what the significance of management is. If a good management is there, without wasting of resources, proper utilization of resources will be taking place so that the organization will be able to achieve their target and also will be able to achieve profits without running into losses. Then this third importance of management is that to minimize costs. Always a management should try or should keep an aim that they should be able to make profit by minimizing its costs. If the costs are not minimized ways, they will run into losses. So when the production, the cost of production should be kept low, but at the same time, quality product should be produced. So this for this purpose, a good and efficient management is necessary. Then for the survival and growth means that to sustain in the industry, to be in the industry, to do business always in this industry, a good management is required. If good management is not there, that industry won't be able to survive. So that is the need of management. Then the thing is that development of innovation. Definitely, if a good management is there, they will be sustaining in the industry, they will be earning profit, they will be trading between countries and also between states, whatever the trade will take place. When the trade take place, it will be beneficial for the nation. So it helps in the development of the nation. It helps us to earn foreign investments. Sometimes it is the thing is that a skilled person, we can employ a skilled person in different countries. We can get some skilled person. So it overall helps in the development of the nation. So these are the significance of management. Hope it is clear to you.
Yes, miss.
Then we have the characteristics of management. So the basic characteristics of management are first is that universal. Universal in the sense that it is present everywhere. Whichever field you take, management will be there. It's not just about field. The thing is that even if you take your daily life, there is some sort of management that you do. For example, the time being itself, from 8:30 to 1:30, you are having your session, isn't it? So the thing is that you manage your activities, you manage your time, you make available yourself for this session. So this is kind of management. So in every field, knowingly or unknowingly, we are managing ourselves. So it is a universal concept. It is present in every field. That is what the first characteristic of management is about. Then the thing is that it is goal oriented. Goal oriented in the sense that, of course, a management cannot work without a goal. Without a goal means it's useless working it. So always a target will be set. Only after that, the personnel, everyone will be working to achieve that goal. So always a goal will be there for management. Then the thing is that it is a continuous process. Continuous process in the sense that it keeps on. We have to keep on managing things. We have to keep on managing our activities. And as the thing is that it doesn't mean that one activity is done, so okay, we do not need to manage it. No, every time, every activity has to be managed. The thing is that sometimes some chaos might arise, sometimes some commotion might arise, some hurdles might arise. So at that time, they have to manage it. So management is a continuous process. So whenever an activity come up, they have to manage it. So it is a continuous process. There is no full stop, there is no end to it. That's what it means by a continuous process. Then the thing is that multi-dimensional. Multi-dimensional in the sense that we can say um, present everywhere. We can say that management
Yes,
has
miss.
received rich contributions from uh, what all the fields. Uh, as I said before, economics, whether it's psychology, anthropology, then sociology, everywhere it has received its contributions. That's what multidimensional is about. And also at the same time, they are giving its contribution to all this field. This is what multidimensional is about. Then coming to the group activity. Group activity is in the sense that always the management will be working as a group. In the sense that it is not that individual working for that a certain what goal. The thing is that the whole organization will be working together to achieve that goal. For example, the thing is that if the organization ABC has set a target of 90 percentage of output, so achieve that target, all the departments in that organization, whether the financial department, production department, marketing department, all the departments will be working for it. So that's what it is a group activity. Everyone together will be working for it. Then we can say that it is a dynamic function. Dynamic function is in the sense that whenever a chaos arises, it is not that it will be doing its activity as it was planned before itself. No, whenever some changes have to be made, some changes will be made. That's what management as a dynamic function is. It means that whenever changes are required to be made, it has to make it. For example, the present situation itself, the COVID situation, it was an unforeseen situation. So that situation, whatever changes have to be made by the management, that have to be made, and it has been made. That's what a dynamic function is. Then the thing is about intangible. Intangible in the sense that it cannot be seen and touched. That's what intangible is being about. So these are the basic characteristics of management. Hope this is clear. Then now we can move on to the levels of management. Levels of management, as we discussed before, it depends upon the complexity of the organization. Complexity of the organization in the sense that mm, whether it's a simple organization or a complex organization. So in a simple organization, we can say that there are only generally two levels, that is the functional and the operative. Functional in the sense that those who give directions and all, those who plans, those who organizes, that's what the functional level. And operative level is in the sense that those who carries out this decisions, plans and all, mainly the workers or the employees. That's what the operative level is about. But when there is a complex organization, for example, a joint stock company means a company which has more partners in it. So if it is a joint stock company or a multinational company or a complex organization, the levels of management generally has been divided into three, that is top, middle, and the low. Top means the who defines the objectives, who defines the policies of the organization. Those who are included in that are the CEOs. Then we can say the the manager, board of directors, all are included in that. Then we have the middle level of management. The middle level of management, we can say they identify what are the departmental objectives. The thing is that the top level, a general objective will be given, but at the middle level, they will decide what each department have to do. That is what the duty of middle level management is about, and to assign or give orders to the lower people, so or the lower employees. So in this, it is included about the general managers, the department heads will be included in this middle level. Then we have the lower level. Lower level is that those people who carry out this instruction, and also it includes the people supervisors and all. This is the lower level of management. So this is what the levels of management is about. When you write an answer, you just have to keep in mind that if it's a simple organization, we generally divide into two, that is a functional and operative. When it is a complex management, we have three levels, that is top, middle, and so this is what about the levels of management is about. Then we discussed about the functions of management, starting with the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So these are the most important levels of management. But in different textbook, you can see that prior to this also there are some functions. But the thing is that generally these are the five important, but this five we should not miss anywhere. This five should be there in many of the functions of management. So starting with planning, planning means what policies have to be taken, what action have to be, what to do and what not to do. These come under planning. Then the thing is that we can say that planning is that what to achieve, when to achieve, how to achieve. So this is what the policies, the strategies, the budgeting, everything will be planned. So that is what the first most step of planning means of function of first most function of management. First step is about plan. But here I have given a prior step, that is forecasting. Forecasting in the sense that foresee or what will happen in future. On the basis of that, we will plan. So that can also be included by you, just for your information. But as a general functions, I'm starting with planning. Okay. Then the thing is that after planning, it comes organizing. Organizing is in the sense that dividing of work. Who will do what tasks these people will do, what duties the other people will do. Then grouping will be there from which positions to what position. what position people will do, what position duty, what duties, that and all will be organized. A system will be formed. That's what organizing is about. Then is about staffing. Staffing in the sense that recruiting people, promoting people, all this will be staffing. The thing is that it is a continuous process. Continuous process. The thing is that when a person retires or when the person resigns, new people have to be recruited. So it becomes a continuous process. So staffing is generally about hiring of people, or whenever there is a vacancy, putting people into that place. Recruiting of skilled laborers. That's what staffing is about. Then comes directing. Directing, the thing is that to give correct direction, to be a leader. That's what directing is about. What to do, what not to do, and all will be given indirectly, which generally means that giving instructions to the subordinates, giving guidelines to the subordinates, then supervising their work. That's what directing is about. And also, this functions that are involved in directing is first is the leadership. Leadership is very important. A leader should be able to means lead his followers. That's what leadership is about. Then communication. A leader should be able to communicate what he has to say, he want to say, he want to say to his subordinates. That proper communication. Whenever he is giving an order, or whenever he wants someone to do his work, or whenever he wants to provide a guidelines, give instructions, proper communication, what to do. And this is the things that you have to do, and these are the things that you should not do. That proper communication, whatever message is being, whatever message is there, that has to be passed on properly. That's what communication is about. Then the thing is about motivation. Motivation in the sense that whenever uh, an employee is feeling low, he has to motivate it. And also the thing is that it's not just about when an employee feels low, but the thing is that to achieve the goal, he should constantly motivate the workers. The thing is that do that. This is the thing you have to do. A positive vibe have to be created. That's what motivation is about. Then the thing is that supervision, whether the work is being done properly or not, whether the work is being done by them as per the plans established. That's what supervision is about. So this is what we have to say about directing. And finally, we have coordination and control. Control and coordination, we can say that it can be defined as a process of setting standards, then measuring the actual performance, and then taking corrective actions. The thing is that the plan will be setting some of the standards, then we have to measure whether we have achieved it or not. If we have not achieved it, we have to take the corrective measures. This is what controlling and coordinating is about. And it also means that we have to create a harmony in the organization. So this is what about the functions of management. Hope it is clear to you. Any doubts in this functions of management?
No, miss.
Hope it
No,
is
miss.
clear because this is one of the most important questions that we can expect for the university exam. Then we have the management process. Management process, which means that this basic resources, the thing is that the money, the men, material, machines, methods, and markets are being planned, organized, staffed, directed, and controlled properly. And at last, when the objectives are being achieved. So, from this start to the beginning, this is known as the management process. So from the start, if it is being planned, organized, staffed, directed, controlled properly, and the final result is being achieved, this is known as the management process. So this flow from the start to the end, or this process from the start to the end, is known as the management process. Then we discussed about the managerial roles. the roles of the manager. I think today we have done quite a lot, isn't it? I explain more, nothing will go more into your head. So, still here, is it clear to you? Any doubts?
No, miss.
Okay, fine. So, rest revision, we'll do it in the next session.
Okay, miss.